Welcome back to the Mancave Podcast, everybody. It is what we're recording. It's the day before Labor Day. So, when you guys see this, happy American Pride or whatever people say for this kind of what
is that? Isn't a Labor Day just? I don't know. Working.
We get y'all get a day off.
Yeah.
Regular people stuff. But we had a pretty decent review for our Sundown episode a couple weeks ago, and a lot of people were upset in the comments like, well, let's see some videos of places where whites aren't allowed, or what kind of...
Here's the funniest thing to me, and this is not making it about race, because apparently me and Larry, all we do is talk about race.
Yeah.
The irony of those messages, those comments, do they not see the irony themselves, or are they just like...
No.
The white people that are commenting to be a victim about black people
being victims,
complaining about being victims, is so... I'm like, you don't see the irony in your fucking comment?
Apparently not.
That's crazy work. But let's talk about, are there places that white people are not allowed to go because of their lives being in danger?
So... I went up and asked the closest thing to God, which was ChatGPT. and apparently it doesn't exist. But I found something pretty damn close. So in South Africa, a couple of years ago, like farmers, people thought were specifically white farmers, were being murdered and
isn't South Africa like a super racist place? Like I've heard that it's actually like intensely racist in South Africa.
Yeah, there's a lot of historically racist shit about South Africa, specifically like apartheid and some other stuff. But this particular issue came about just kind of like out of nowhere. But apparently years ago, white people bought up like all this farmland. Now, some South Africans argued that the land was stolen from their ancestors. And then so when the white people bought it, it was basically like they were buying stolen land, which, if you buy something that's stolen, really it's not supposed to be yours anyway. It's supposed to go back to the original owner, but whatever. So then these white people just started getting murdered about, being on the land, or cause it was kind of wild because the investigations revealed like nothing was being taken. Like they were just being slaughtered, basically.
Yeah, without the conversation of the land being in play. Okay.
Yeah. So this video is going to talk a little bit about how that's happening, how they are kind of combating it, and
the white South African people.
Yes. And then there's a plot twist at the end. Of course.
I like plot twists. M. Night Shyamalan twist.
So make sure y'all stick to the end. And this is from Sky News, which is pretty reputable, I think, in terms of journalism.
Okay.
We can relax. Everybody feel okay? Come on!
If you want to cultivate the land in South Africa, say these farmers, this is the sort of training you need. A 2-week tactical survival course run by a former member of the Israeli Special Forces. Idan Abolnik is teaching this group how to ward off or neutralize the enemy, a self-described practical guide to staying alive.
They're here because they want to make a difference. They want to defend their life, to feel more secure for the family and for them.
Nice. And his pupils claim plenty of real-world experience.
I've been attacked myself, and these attackers were trained very well. So, and I got shot in my face, and you can see the marks over there. And I got stabbed 9 times by a knife, but I survived it.
He's the 50 Cent of South Africa.
I was just thinking that.
Holy shit.
Bro got shot and stabbed 9 times. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, that's kind of the situation. And so the argument is you guys work this land, but it's stolen. And now you're kind of reaping what you sow, essentially. So I guess to the people in the comments in the last episode point, like, yeah, like fucked up shit can happen to white people. And then I guess you can't really justify murdering anybody. However, I think
That's a crazy
I think if the roles were reversed and a bunch of black people came to America and carved out land and it was basically supposed to belong to, white Americans.
Sure.
How do you think they would respond?
The same way that it would be the exact copy and paste situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So I get where they're coming from. It's fucked up. But historically speaking, white people weren't even supposed to fucking be in South Africa. Like the Dutch came and settled the land. But where the fuck were the Dutch? Across the fucking ocean and just came and plopped themselves down somewhere where it's like, all right, I guess if nobody's technically claiming the land for their own, you want to do what white people do, was just colonize shit.
Well, if it's that, like, why? I guess they don't have the money. Like, why don't the black people in South Africa buy the property back? Like, sure, you're like, well, I shouldn't have to buy it. It was belonged to us already.
Yeah.
But now that's not even a conversation anymore. You understand that? Like, that's been taken away from you.
That's a great point. Which actually was kind of happening was the government issued like compensation essentially. And so a bunch of South Africans were given the opportunity to get the land back. And I think like 92% of them opted for cash compensation instead of, because they're like, look at all this fucking land. And they're like, bro, who wants to work this shit?
Yeah.
Like, but these white people have been doing it for centuries, essentially, like 5 generations of, their families owning the land and working it. So I don't know.
I mean, the way that it sounds now definitely seems racially motivated. I'm going to be completely honest. If over 90% of them are like, just give me the cash.
Yeah.
And you're saying that now it's been generations of family that are maintaining this land.
Yeah.
And they're still being attacked regularly in the name of this is supposed to be our land. Like, no, you had the opportunity to take it. You chose the cash.
Right.
They've had generations of family maintaining this land. At some point, it's no longer yours. You can't really argue that it is anymore. Now you're really just attacking because now it's white people on our land. It does feel racially motivated.
100%. 100%. I think it's hard to argue that. But at the same time, it's like, I think it's just a fucked up situation all around. Like nobody should be rooting for anybody to get killed, regardless of what the situation is. And then for the white people, it's like, y'all have options. Like a lot, like if the roles were reversed, the South Africans, that's basically where they come from. I'm sure these white people, wherever they're from, they have family still there. They're like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't need to be out here doing John Wick training. Let me cash the fuck out. Take this shit. I'm gone. Like,
yo, how fed the fuck up do you have to be like, yo, find someone to come over here and train us?
And he had to have been stabbed 9 times.
Yeah, that's the guy. It was like, this one, he's never been shot. This one's he's been stabbed, but this guy has been shot and stabbed 9 times. Bring that guy in.
This is our guy.
This is the guy we need.
Yeah. If you want to fucking survive, you need somebody who has survived. Bro is basically Iron Man.
My man got the scar on his face to prove it.
Yeah,
shot right. Shit was nothing though.
In and out, little flesh wound, nothing major.
Backstory is he did it to himself so he could get these jobs.
Yo, nah, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. I often wonder though, like, people are liars.
Yeah.
You just pop up like, oh yeah, this is my resume.
Yeah.
Like, cause how can you check?
There's really no real way to like back check, like the background check on somebody who got stabbed 9 times and shot in the face.
Right.
And being like, well, why didn't you defend yourself?
Right.
Like, why? At that point, I'm like, no, I'm not going to go with the guy that got stabbed 9 times and shot in the face because maybe I'll go to the guy that hasn't been touched at all.
Actually, who stabbed you 9 times? That's the guy I want.
Who'd you piss off?
Right. It's funny. I think we kind of glossed over it, but maybe some people will have caught it. The guy we're talking about was in the Israeli military.
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah. Crazy work.
Considering the climate of today, right? It's like, oh shit.
So you got the Israeli military guy who is teaching white South African
White
people
South Africans,
to defend their land.
Technically, I guess they're South African, regardless of being white or not.
For this conversation, the context has to be given: white South African people protecting their land from black South African people.
You want to make it about race. All right, cool.
That's all we do here in the Man Cave, apparently. Everything. I love those comments too, right?
Yo, hilarious.
It's all about race with you guys.
Yep. It's like, all right, well, we are talking about sundown towns, right? I'm trying to find where we can start the plot twist conversation because I think it's hilarious.
Let me see if I can guess the plot twist.
Yeah, please be my guest.
So let's see. We're talking Israelis training people. Plot twist is they're not being attacked by black people. They're being attacked by Asian people in South Africa. The Yakuza's making their way.
Pretty close. Pretty close. Okay. I feel like this is probably a good spot to start.
Attacks are brutal, and usually they don't steal anything. So there's something, we don't know what it is, but they are just getting murdered, and then they leave.
But blacks are also victims of brutal crimes. 2 white farmers tried to seal this 20-year-old into a coffin.
Jesus
Farmers
Christ.
were convicted of attempted murder last year.
Crime happens to everyone. It's criminality that is happening in the farms, and we have always condemned it. But this crime does not only happen to white farmers, it also happened to black farm workers.
So it's just farm workers in general or just getting attacked? Why they hate farm workers over there, yo? White, black, it don't matter. They gonna come after you, yo.
Yo.
What's up with that? What's happening there?
Yo. I think it's like probably like a separate regime trying to push people out, hoping that they'll just leave and they can just take the land and use it for whatever they want. Maybe they're trying to grow drugs or something.
It has to be something like that, dude.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
And historically speaking, when people are often trying to be pushed out of their homes, it's for something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's kind of, farmers need to stick together over there now. I think the black people need to join forces with the white farmers, train together, right?
And then what? Go to war with
take their country back.
Yeah, I think the problem is that they can't readily just like identify who's doing it. Yeah. And then so that kind of makes it like guerrilla warfare essentially. Like you're just getting hit randomly. You don't know why.
They gonna have to fucking Home Alone. They fucking farms with booby traps and shit.
Put bear traps and shit in the I mean, you could, but then you're gonna fuck yourself up too. Because imagine
bury homeboy alive over there. Being buried alive, it has got to be so terrifying.
Unless you fucking kill Bill.
But even that is super fake, right? Once you crack open,
obviously,
the ceiling, if at all, the pressure of the dirt
is gonna kill you.
Yeah,
yeah.
So that's crazy.
I'm claustrophobic. So like I was watching that shit like, oh
how
my
quickly
God.
would you panic? Immediately?
From the minute you close the lid, I'm dead. Like the minute you close the lid, I'm dead. Not gonna last. Fuck the air, oxygen. I'm gonna have a panic attack until I kill myself. Like, simple as that.
Yeah, being buried alive is crazy work.
Right. But isn't that crazy though? Like it's this mindset that people have, not just white people. So I'll spare you guys. It's this mindset that people have. It's like, like the world is always treating me so poorly. Like it's fucked up everywhere. Why do people have this idea that something specifically is happening to them and only to them?
Because everybody lives in their own world. Everybody's their own main character. It's hard to see everything else happening and detach yourself from from what's happening to you and be like, okay, so it's not just a me thing, it's an everybody thing. Because then also the pity party's over.
Yeah. And nobody's gonna feel bad for you. Yeah. Yeah. It's like an attention-seeking behavior in a way where it's like if nothing bad is happening to you, nobody cares. Mm-hmm. Like if your life is great, then,
I don't get attention.
Yeah. Like, and then honestly, some cases, like you're demonized for having a good life. Like this is eat the rich shit. Like,
what is that?
It's like people will be, these crazy Democrat people be like, oh, eat the rich, tax the billionaires. Like,
yeah, no, that's crazy.
Like that shit. Like, You want to
They
kill
worked hard
people,
for their money.
Some of them, not all of them. The ones who did deserve to enjoy their fucking life, bro. Because if it was any random person out there who just happened to make it, you know, on their own will, you want to just give all of that up?
Yeah.
And then that's part of the conversation with the South African farmland shit is their government is now basically saying like, yo, we're giving the land back. There's like four groups of communities saying like they can trace the land back to their ancestors.
Okay.
And so they're basically in court fighting about.
Is there no like statute of the like limitations on this? Because like, how are you going to be like, yo, I have
250 years ago?
Yeah, it's like there's no way you can win that.
I don't know,
or should win that in my opinion. Like in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of the same conversation with reparations. It's like people are like, yo, slavery was 100 years ago. Why should we have to give black people anything?
It was a little more than that, right?
Nah, fuck. They didn't end it till what?
Wasn't it like 250 years ago?
Nah, it's like late 1800s where they supposedly started to end slavery. Supposedly, but shit still existed. Jim Crow laws and all that shit. I think the difference with that, and then maybe we get sidetracked. Whatever, I don't care. The difference with what's happening in South Africa versus here is like, all right, they might have ended slavery, but then they just made laws so that black people couldn't do certain shit. And that shit lasted until damn near the year 2000.
Yeah.
Which is like, all right, y'all just got rid of it on surface. But people still was getting denied loans and shit to buy homes if it was in white neighborhoods.
Like the red circle theory thing?
Redlining.
Redlining, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about it, but I know some of it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe your folks...
My people
had a run in with that too, but
I don't think
y'all
so. Everybody likes Hispanics.
Yeah, the irony in saying that shit while motherfuckers is literally talking about how y'all hopping borders, and it could be literally anybody.
Yeah,
they just know it's got to be Hispanics. Motherfuckers could be coming from Pakistan, Afghanistan.
Yeah, but they're immediately
Hispanic, like, and they can't tell the fucking difference.
Bro, we went to South Street yesterday, and we went to like some dumpling place that's like right across the street from Lorenzo's, some new spot.
I'm about to say it must be new.
And Alina's went to the bathroom. Some white lady comes in, starts asking me questions like I work there. I'm like, I
love that.
I don't
That's
fucking
my
work
favorite.
here.
Yeah.
All right. She's like, oh, sorry. You look like you work here. I'm like, what the fuck does that look like? And
At an Asian restaurant.
Yeah. She leaves. Then me and Alina's are eating. Some black lady starts asking her a question. Oh, you work here? Like, no. Like we're like leaving the place. We have our food in our hand. And she's like, no. Like, Alina's like, what? Do you work here? I was like,
fucking hype.
No, I don't fucking work here. It's like, and it's like very clear.
You're enjoying.
This is a dumpling place.
Yeah.
There's Asian people that work here. And they're all like in the back, like behind glass. I'm like, what?
Where it's safe.
Yeah. On South Street. Yeah.
Yo.
That shit pisses. I'm like, no, I don't.
People are fucking stupid. I took my car to the car wash up in Ardmore. So, you know, it's like a wealthy white neighborhood. And I'm standing there, I'm waiting for my car to come out. But I'm dressed how usually, t-shirt, jeans, whatever. I'm standing there. Lady comes up. She's like, yeah, what's it cost to get a full detail and a wax? I want the interior done as well.
You gave her an estimate?
I should have.
You should have.
I should have. It's like 17,000. And I was like,
damn.
Right. I was like, I don't fucking work here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I've never done that. I've never just walked up to somebody and be like,
never, yeah.
Yo, how much is this? Like, I've always like, do you work here? I don't know what the mindset is for people in that situation.
I remember this was a while ago. I was in fucking Foot Locker. And I think it was with my like brother and sister or something. And somebody walks up to me. Oh, you guys got a size 11 in these? I was like, sure do. And then they just look at me. Can I try them on? I was like, probably.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get it? I don't work here. And they was like, motherfucker, why would you tell me you had an 11? I was like, because they probably have an 11. You gotta go fucking ask the guy that works here.
Well, when they said you guys, George, you said you included yourself in the fucking as a part of the company.
I was like, yeah, we do.
God, yeah, that shit would have been funny. Nah, I mean, like all in all, I think the conversation should be just like everybody chill the fuck out. Like, stop making generalizations and assuming that everybody's out to get you. Like George is constantly in here complaining.
Yeah, you know me. I love the victim card.
Yeah, you sure as hell do. Did you have anything else?
No, I really wanted to I'd let you lead. Last week I let it. It kind of got a little crazy.
Yeah. One of my homies hit me up. He was like, yo, Larry, you are out of fucking control when he saw the thumbnail. I'm like, bro, this is peak art. Like, what are you talking about? You think the picture that we see of Jesus is what Jesus really looked like?
Yeah, no.
Like, come on, bro.
Why is he white now? Do they got black? They gotta have black ones in Africa, right? Like black Jesus paintings.
Bro, that's a conversation. Another day.
Nigeria.
Like,
you know somebody from there, right? They gotta have black Jesus paintings over there.
we had a show called Black Jesus, if you could recall that, on Adult Swim.
Nah, that wouldn't have pulled me in. I would have actively avoided that.
You are so full of shit. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy as you sit here and lie with a straight face. But yeah, we hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Like, comment, subscribe, share with people that you think would enjoy the conversation.
South Africans specifically.
Yeah, maybe we can get somebody from the continent to tune in this time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see.
Really trying to expand here.
Keep the hate alive.